I am not even going to beat around the bush with this. I have been absolutely atrocious at making YouTube videos. I'm so sorry. Hello, 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 beautiful, beautiful people. I hope you've all been doing well so far in 2021. Things have been wild, especially given all the things that happened at the very beginning of 2021. Things were kind of a little bit crazy. I'm really excited to be giving you guys more YouTube content, and I hope I'm doing okay. I know I've been bad, but you know, things are coming, things are happening. I put up a little Q&A thing on my Instagram just to kind of like give me something to talk about, because when I turned my camera on and tried to do it myself, I would just like talk circles around everything and it didn't make any sense. So I wanted to have a little bit of direction for today's video. So yeah, let's just dive right into it, I guess. What's your favorite song you have ever made? If we're talking about a song that is already out, I'd have to say Call It a Night is probably my favorite song that I've made that's out. But it's been very exciting for me to watch people react to the song the way that they have. So Call It a Night right now is one of my favorite songs that I've ever put out. What is your favorite song by Halsey? I have two favorite songs by Halsey. Is There Somewhere, because that is the song that made me pre-order Badlands, and then Roman Holiday, because when I first listened to Badlands all the way through, that was the one that really resonated with me the most. So I'd say those two are on almost every single one of my own personal playlists. Do you miss anyone? I really, really miss my grandma Caroline. I actually have a track on my album that is completely dedicated to her, and I'm really excited for you guys to hear it because it's probably the most personal thing. It really can't get any more personal than that. So I'm really excited to put that out, but also kind of nervous because it's really just bare. If you were to be in a movie or TV show, what would you want the premise to be? That's a really good question. I feel like if I were to be in a movie or TV show, I'd want it to have some kind of depth and backstory that was not predictable. I'd say something along the lines of like Perks of Being a Wallflower or Euphoria, just because I feel like those tackle some things that are personal to me and things that I've experienced, so I really appreciate stuff like that. What's your favorite song that came out this year, 2021, or if you can't think of one, 2020? Well, I put out 3 records last year: Call It a Night, Best of Us, and Worship, and I'm really, really proud of all of those. Those were some really exciting moments for me last year. Just being able to put music out in general was so nice. I'm actually putting out a new single on March 26th. It's called Rooftops and Coffee Shops. It's unlike any record that I've ever put out before. It's super stripped back and acoustic. I don't know, I'm really excited about all of that stuff. If I'd have to pick a record that isn't my own, I'd probably say Last Great American Dynasty from Taylor Swift's album Folklore was really good. 3 AM from Halsey's Manic. Yeah, I'm a big fan of music. I can't think of anything off the top of my head other than those two. I just know that those were like stuck in my head nonstop. What are the things that inspire you to write music? I'm inspired by almost anything that happens in my life. One of my musical triggers, or creative triggers, I guess you could say, is sad scenarios. Whenever I'm feeling sad or overwhelmed, words just kind of spill out of me very easily. But if I'm happy, things tend to be a little bit different for whatever reason. I feel like it's a lot harder for me to talk about things that make me happy, probably because if it is so profound to me, I really want to do it justice and not, you know, half-ass it. When will you be back in the UK? I think Jack and I have to go back to the UK in a couple of months or something like that. Definitely contingent on COVID in September, maybe sooner than that. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully with all the vaccines rolling out, we'll be able to have some kind of a year. If you could perform a duet with any singer to ever live, who would it be and what song? I don't know, Halsey, Ariana would be really cool too, because, you know, she's Ariana. She's a Cancer and I'm a Pisces, so our energies are syncopatico. That's not a word. Our energies are compatible. I think it's simpatico. Oh my god, I'm making a fool of myself. Oh, it asked what song. If I was duetting with Halsey, I would love to sing Roman Holiday with her. And if it was Ariana, I would love to sing Needy or... Moonlight is such a good song. Honestly, I feel like I'd be way too intimidated to actually sing with her. Is there something besides the release of your new single that you are looking forward to this year? Yeah, the release of my album. I have a couple of other things coming up throughout this year before the album comes out, but yeah, I'm really excited. How do you always have perfect eyebrows? Well, let me tell you, they have been living hell the last couple of times I've tried to shoot videos. I will have my face done, it'll be great, and then I'll go to do my brows and it's just like my face is ruined, and then I get discouraged and then I don't want to do it. And so, you know, my brows are not always it. It's definitely a hit or miss type of situation, but you know, I'm getting better at it. I owe a lot of my brow game to the Benefit Gimme Brow gel, but I lost it on set of a music video at the beginning of January, and so the last month has been a little unsatisfactory. Dissatisfactory? Unsatisfactory. Unsatisfactory is the word there. Yeah, I haven't been on my brow game this past month, and that hurts, and I feel it with my whole chest, so I really need to go invest in that. Favorite artists at the moment, Halsey, Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, you know what, we're going to go into my top songs of 2020 and we're going to see what's there. I love Doja Cat, Lady Gaga, Dua Lipa, SZA, Beyonce, Selena Gomez. Oh my god, Mariah Carey. Can we just... Mariah Carey. We love Mariah Carey. Oh, I'm even wearing a little butterfly t-shirt. Miley Cyrus has been killing it lately. I've loved Miley ever since I was a kid, and her album, Plastic Hearts, is just everything to me. Like, I'm so happy that she made a rock and roll album, because that just makes my heart just sing, because I grew up listening to rock and roll music. My first concert was AC/DC, and I would literally be listening to AC/DC albums and Hannah Montana albums simultaneously. So the fact that you can kind of like put the two together is pretty iconic. I'm a pop... What can I say? Aww, my producer Moo said, why are your songs so good? You know why my songs are good, Moo? Because you bring them to life. I would not have been able to make my album without my friend Moo. I actually don't know that I've ever talked about this before. The way I write songs is very different to a lot of other people. I don't really write to a track. I'll be driving in my car a lot and I'll just kind of be going like just kind of setting up the tempo, and I'll kind of sing my melodies over it. Then I'll take that, record the lyrics and the melody that I write, bring it into a session with Moo. I'll sing the song to him and he'll play the guitars live. All the guitars on my album are live guitars, and that was really important to me because it just adds this realistic touch to the entire album and it feels more personal, and that was really important to me. I'm so grateful and so excited for you guys to hear this album. We picked the cover art out, we did all of the... Oh my god, I'm so excited. I can't express to you enough how excited I am. Alright, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I will continue with the Q&A. Next question. Now that we are getting closer to your album coming out, have you already been writing songs for another new album? I love this question, actually, because nobody's asked me that yet. My album was done being produced and recorded and all of that stuff around February of 2020, and then COVID happened, so I pushed everything off a year. But right when quarantine hit, I was still kind of in that like mindset, and I was stuck inside and I was feeling sad. And I've had this one concept for an album for years and years and years. I actually thought it was going to be the concept for my first album, but life just kind of took me in a completely different direction, and I'm grateful that it did, because at the beginning of quarantine in 2020, I actually wrote an entire second album around this one concept that I've always wanted to write about. And it's just kind of been continuously adding upon itself, and now I'm getting to that bit where I'm like itching to make another album, but I need to focus on this one first. But to answer that question, which is probably one of my favorite questions that's been asked on here, yes, I am writing new songs for a second album, but you gotta pre-save and stream the songs that are on this first one, so that way that can be possible, because you know, making an album is not easy. I worked really, really, really hard to make this album happen. So I literally put everything that I am and everything that I have into making the things that I am for this album. So please listen to it. Please pre-save the songs and please stream the heck out of them, because it really is my entire life. Anyway, I see, this is what happens when I turn a camera on and I don't have any kind of direction. I just babble for like years and years and years. When did you realize music was your passion? I love you, by the way. Okay, so I love you too, Hunter. This is somebody who has been following me for a really, really long time, and we've never met in person, but I feel like she is just, you know, a friend. I must have been like 7 years old when I started singing around the house. My aunt told me that if that was what I really wanted to do, to never give up and to never let anybody tell me that I couldn't do it. And then flash forward to about 14 when I moved to LA. I knew that I wanted to be creative. I knew I wanted to be in entertainment, but I didn't think I was a good enough singer to be doing that, so I went into acting. And then around 16, I did a musical that was produced by David Arquette. And I don't even know if he remembers this, but like he came up to me after the show and said, "What are you doing with your music?" And I was like, "I don't make music." And he was like, "Oh, well, you should." And then I did. I would say that music became my absolute #1 passion at around 18. Yeah. And I am turning 24. God, I just turned 23. I didn't get a 23. I'm really proud of myself for how things have evolved and developed, and for all the things that I've learned, and I don't regret anything. If you want to pursue a creative profession and a creative career like acting or music, you will always have the best judgment over what needs to be done with your art. And with that, I think that concludes our little Q&A here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for all the love on my last video. I'm going to try to be more active. I feel like I say that in every single one of my videos, and then like, you know, so much time goes by. But you know, this is already better than the last time. I have a lot of really exciting things coming up that I would love to share with you. So if you're new here and haven't subscribed, or if you're not new here but still haven't subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button, because lots of exciting things happening sooner than everybody probably might think. Don't forget, I have a new single coming out on March 26th called Rooftops and Coffee Shops that I can't wait to share. It's, God, honestly, take a shot for every time I say I'm just so excited or I just can't wait for, because I really can't. This is like what makes me feel the most fulfilled as a human being. So I'm really excited to share. Take a shot. I'm really excited to take another shot to share all of this content with you guys. And I've been working really, really hard, and even if I'm not active on here all the time, know that I'm probably doing something or thinking of different ways to give. Is this an awkward outro? I can't really tell. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I like to write songs. That's what I want to do. But you know, I also feel like talking to a camera is a good way to develop a relationship. And I really hope you enjoy the stuff I talk about. I don't know. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions or comments or whatever you want to say, something, tell me about your day, leave it in the comments box below, and I will be reading and responding to everything. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video, which will be actually probably very soon. I'm gonna try to have this one out ASAP. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Are you gay? yes, I don't even really know how people are still asking me this question. I don't really think I give off those straight vibes. I think I could potentially, but you know, I spent my entire life pretending not to be gay. So here we are, not suppressing those feelings and those things anymore. I'm just living my life, thriving, being myself. So yeah, I am gay.